Hello, everyone. This is Julia with Beyond the Veil. We've had some technical difficulties tonight. It is half past the hour, so it's just about 8:30 right now. I did stop my YouTube channel. I also stopped. Everybody's like, there you are. Hello, everyone. I've been talking for half an hour, and there's been a disconnection in between the broadcasting because I did have to come on a little bit later tonight because I was helping out a friend. The show prior to me, Burrell Ghost, had a very significant message through his song about from darkness heading into light, and so asked if I could start late. Now I did start late, and I've been actually talking for probably 20 some minutes, but because of the disconnection, probably with what's happening in the world right now, I was disconnected from you. So I do apologize. Hello, everyone. This is Julia Evans with Beyond the Veil, exploring holistic realms. As I was talking earlier, very significant day, and the energies are very strong here. My show is about the seen and unseen. It's also about the known and unknown, exploring supernatural, the veil between death and life, delving into that, into the mysteries of existence. And so what a significant show tonight, because this is a very significant experience that we're all having. I'm going to dive right into that. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's special of Yule, also known as Winter Solstice. Tonight is the shortest day and longest night. It represents a new beginning, a new chapter, us finding our light again, us finding that new beginning. And a lot of times people really struggle with this time of year, and it's not just at Christmas, but it's that polarity of our world, that magnetic pull that weighs us down. So that's like that scientific, but also what happens energetically when we don't get enough sunlight, and it's the disbalance. There's not a huge balance right now. But it's very powerful because with light, we do need darkness, and darkness, we do need light. I'm just trying to remember what I did say before, but we're just going to start from scratch. No worries, my friend. He was just saying, sorry about the delay. All good. It's all good. Everything happens for a reason, and I say that on every single one of my shows. There might be a reason that people needed to hear the song that was being played, or whatever song, whatever was tapped in and out of what I was talking about. But Yule, this is a very strong pagan time, and people who don't celebrate or don't understand, they do feel the energy of what's happening in our world. That darkness can make us feel very alone. It can make us feel very depressed because we have to be drawing within ourselves and looking at, dare I say, our shadow self. But within our shadow self, we can find the most power. And I say that because the moon is out longer right now. You're able to see the moon, which is a higher feminine energy. And so last night, on Yule Eve is what it's called. It honors feminine ancestries of the women and the power that helped you find your light. And so that's what winter solstice is all about, that even in that darkest day, your light will start shining through. And it's a very beautiful time, and it's to be celebrated, and it's to be celebrated with food and like bonfires and just bringing in that light. This time of year is significant, and people who don't even celebrate, you see the glistening in people's houses from the Christmas lights. You see it on their homes, everybody's trying to show their light and everybody's trying to bring it back home. Now, I'm very good at finding my light because I have been to the other side. So anybody who is tapping in for the very first time, I welcome you. As I'm halfway into my show, I didn't play my intro yet again, but this show is about things of the unknown, and I create this platform for a safe place to listen in, to learn of different modalities that we can tap into, to learn of a different world we have questions about, a different things that we shy away from, that we think other people aren't experiencing. So with that said, I'm going to take a giant deep breath in, because my thing is the interweb and how that matrix, that anything can happen. I used to study not just paranormal activity, but I used to study phenomenon, voice phenomenon, or voice. I can't even think of the name now. What it is that spiritual realm. And so talking about the two veils, or the veil, it's a veil that we put on ourselves when we're afraid of tapping into something else. It's a block that we create into our world. But the spirit realm is all around us, and it sure likes to talk through computers, because we're always on them. It can manipulate the sound, it can pixelate, it can make things like foggy, it can change light, everything like that, how songs can play. So I'm going to kind of veer away a little bit from the winter solstice, and I just want to tap into a little bit here. Right before I started my show tonight, there's been some crazy paranormal activity and spirits happening within my house and my home right now. And it's as I was honoring the women who have passed before me, I was getting a lot of messages from them. Very, very strong presence in my house. But right before my show started, I had, so I have to remember what I said in the first half and what I'm saying now, but I'm of Irish descent. And this summer, when I went to Ireland and walked in the footsteps of my ancestors, I learned a lot more of the pagan traditions and what I've always held deep within my heart, but then actually got an explanation for things. But there's one thing that flew across my room as we're learning in the darkest days here. I have a Bridget's cross, it's called, and it's a lot of traditional Irish homes will have this cross, and it's not your typical cross. It almost looks like a throwing star, and it's made of grass, but it's made in schools. I'm actually looking at it. For those who are on the radio station, you can't see it, but on YouTube, you'll be able to see what I'm holding up. But this is the Bridget's cross, and it's actually made within schools and whatnot when kids are growing up, and then the stories of what it is. But it's of protection. And as we're going through this darkness right now and rejuvenating ourselves and bringing in this new life and this new chapter, this Bridget's cross that I normally have posted in my office just came flying through the air and landed before me. And I was like, oh man, there's a lot of paranormal activity happening here tonight. There's so much here that even the speakers that are throughout my house just started playing music, very significant music that I needed to hear. So I am actually having a very interesting Beyond the Veil day for me, very enlightening for me as I'm going through this darkness and within the darkness. And I talk about this in my book. because I'm a best-selling author of The Lily Nurse, Rebooted, Rebirth, and Finding a New Path. And it's of my near-death experience through the eyes of a nurse. So I have been to the light, but I've also been to the darkness. And it's not heaven or hell. It's about, the darkness is about stripping that conscious mind. It's about the void. It's about learning your senses beyond anything you will ever fathom. But it's learning that sixth sense, and it's a very powerful sense, and that's what can allow you to tap into the other world, or how people say the other side. Very significant thing last night, which I was talking about when the whole station went nope, which I'm laughing my ass off. I hope I can say ass, but if I can't, sorry. I was laughing as I was talking about this, because the whole broadcasting thing went down. Everyone's like, where are you? We can't hear you. Oh, I'm going to bring it up again. Last night when I was celebrating Yule Eve, when we're honoring all the women that bring us our light, I was honoring my mother, and I had a picture of her, and she died in 1983. And I was also honoring my best friend, and I actually wear her on my wrist, and it's Amanda. You've been gone for many years, but my heart still goes to you. And as I had my bonfire and doing my paintings and celebrating in the way I know how, and listening to my beautiful Yuletime music and all that, I had this feeling, and I got ice cold. So I lit my candles on my altar as I was honoring all the women that have passed before me, and letting them help me bring my light back. And my partner and I walked inside, and I very casually but very quickly dropped what I had in my hand, looked at my altar, and I saw the wall almost on fire. And it was actually of a painting of a butterfly. And my first show, I talked about how the significance of a butterfly is for me. So when my mother died in 1983, I was 3 years old. She always came to me in a butterfly form. So any significant part of my life, she would guide the way, to either put me on the right path, or give me a message, or just basically tell me that she's there with me, that she might not be here to hold my hand or wrap her beautiful arms around me, but she is within my heart and my cells, and with me spiritually all the time. So I look over, and the candle that I had lit was the red candle for stability of my home, and the red is for passion. And I keep getting distracted because I got my nails painted red, and I never have my nails painted red. But it's about that passion, that fire element, which is really interesting because that fire really lit up that painting. And so I blew it out, and I noticed the cedar of my incense box. That was what was on fire. And I blew that out, and I walked it outside, and I put some snow in it, and there was some significance things within that holder that it's a little bit of voodoo hoodoo for those who know what that is. I am not tapping into that tonight. And so placed that outside and went back, and I thought for sure that painting was gone. And I stood at my altar and took a deep breath in, and not a speck or not an ash was laid upon that picture. It was just the significance of that fire element, but just like a phoenix is ready to open its wings and rebirth, that's the message I got. And I was wearing my flower crown last night, and I placed it on some flowers that are on my altar, and those were the flowers of at my girlfriend's wedding, and at her funeral of my girlfriend Amanda, who has passed as well, which actually it was her birthday the day I died, May 10th, 2018. And the house had a little bit of smoke in it. We opened up the windows and let all of that air out. But there was something really significant that happened. And tonight I put some of my lights on behind me. And I know on the radio show you can't see it, but it's these blue lights, these blue and green lights. And I use these when I'm doing body talk sessions, because sometimes people need to have a visual to help them calm as well. And it's bringing you back into the universe and the universe back into you. But these lights in my living room, it almost looked like a laser show because of the small amount of smoke in my living room. And so my partner and I got to see a whole new world. I love that he got to see that, because that is how I see my world a lot of the time. I talked about that in my first show, about when I came back and it was like being birthed back through that light. And when I was sitting on that bed, it was like this beacon of light, because that was the greatest gift that I got when I went into the light. And it's this infinite light, but there's so much love in that moment that love radiates light. And then I could see the people around me. It was like a child drawing a circle in the sun, and it's those rays, but I could see the ancestral line. So as we're celebrating the feminine energy of that ancestral line, these lights are shining. And so I'm looking at it dead on, and it's almost like I could hear it and play like a symphony of music with these lights, but he could see it as well. And I got him to basically see through my eyes. Oh, I didn't take my eyes out. I'm not that. I don't do shit like that. Oh, sorry. It's not past 10. So sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm Irish and it's so hard not to swear online. But he stood up and he got to see my world, and I got to describe my world in a whole new context. How I can see people's light through this. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting all these messages like, what happened to your broadcast? I'm here just in a whole new world all day. I'm like, I'm here. I'm just in a totally different world. I must be behind the veil today. But so we were taking pictures last night of the lasers, and we actually saw a spirit within it. And it wasn't just me, but we actually both saw something. So I know it's not just something that I was hiding behind, but there is a whole other world out there. This show, I love how I think I'm prepared for these shows. And just like life, you're never actually prepared for anything. So you just got to learn how to go with the flow. So I try not to prepare for these shows. Sometimes I have an idea of what I'm going to talk about just from the previous show from last week, so I can tap into elements of that. But tonight I actually wrote down a bunch of stuff and things that I wanted to talk about, because it is Yule and I wanted to tell the meaning and everything. And I'm actually just laughing at this whole scenario of how crazy and how weird this day is. How crazy and how weird this day is. It's just about laughter right now, because there's no other way to bring this forth. I do want to read something to you that came through last year. It's something that I wrote, and as we've got about 10 minutes or so, I just wanted to read this to you as we're going through this Yule, and as we're celebrating the darkness and coming forth of our light, and coming forth with that love that we, some of us have lost within ourselves. But I actually wrote this last year when I was looking at my Christmas tree, and it really held true for me today. And it is, as I start my day, like any other, I pause and reflect on my thoughts, surroundings, and the importance of this day. And I'm drawn to my Christmas tree. I sit here admiring the stillness of each individual light, each one shining bright in whichever direction or area they were naturally placed, with the color that they were gifted, all of them just peacefully shining bright. I look at all the beautiful ornaments that hold meaning, memories, and love, which warms my heart, and all the beautiful times spent with family and friends. And the tree itself standing tall for all to see, with a star on top. The star not even lit, it's small and discreet, but possesses so much meaning and importance and is always placed last upon the treetop. And nothing but a bare tree skirt laying open to hold whatever gifts are needed this year. And we can learn a lot from this surrounding. Shine bright in your world, because each individual light holds importance in this world. And as all of us are finding that light within ourselves, know that we're all here for a reason. Know that there's not one person that is greater or less than anybody else, and you are all have such a significance here. And no one truly knows but the light itself of what it had to go through to shine upon itself. Know that as you're going through this dark time right now, days will get brighter within our environment, but there's going to be a lightness that you'll start feeling. Back to the reading. Things, objects, and stuff can hold beautiful meaning, memories, and love. Don't allow them to take over your thoughts by not creating more memories with loved ones. Continue to create these new memories, for spending time with someone is very precious. You never know when that person will just be a memory. So love them right now. People and time are more important than an object itself. Stand tall like a tree and breathe. It's the most important aspect of life. Inhale to take it all in, and breathe out to let go of what no longer serves you, balancing yourself as a whole individual. And the star, representing that we are all connected, and we're all important in this world. We're all the stars of our own show. And it's okay to put ourselves first, to take care of ourselves and our energy, our health, our breath, and more. Because we are the most important feature in our own life. Without us in our own world, our world wouldn't exist. The bare tree skirt, allow it to hold and show you the biggest gift this year. It's not the biggest or most expensive thing. It's you. Your presence here is the present. Harness your natural gifts of being whoever you need to be by being yourself, authentically, unapologetically you. And shine bright this year. You are of the most value. So I wrote that last year, and that's just a little thing I wanted to bring up just because of the craziness and how it was a weird direction of this show. So anybody who's feeling bogged down, the light is coming back, and it's okay to withdraw and find whatever you need to come back to the light. If you need to reach out, call a friend. There is a lot of help out there. As we start tying the ends of this program, I just want to say a little blessing for Yule, or the winter solstice. May you find peace in the promise of your solstice night, that each day forward is blessed, that the cycle of nature, unbroken and true, brings faith to your soul, and well-being to you. Now, what day is it? Oh, I almost forgot the day. It is the 21st of December, so I won't be on until after Christmas. So anybody who's having a hard time this time of year of gaining loved ones, missing loved ones, it's okay to honor that. But don't forget the people that are still left here, because all the people who are on the other side are still shining down. They're sparkling in more ways than one. They are the lights within the trees. They are the stars within the night. They are the glimmers of snow, the feathers that are found, the dimes, the miscommunication that happens even here. Because I've had a lot of people that have passed before me, and I miss them very dearly. Hence why I probably have so much activity here tonight. Every week, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Time, I do this radio show, Beyond the Veil, exploring holistic realms. Now, I know this time was a very unique show, but sometimes the perfect moments come with the unperfect planned agenda. And so I'm just going to end a little bit early tonight. And I want to extend my hand, extend my heart, extend my love to each and every one of you. For I'm very blessed to have you share your time with me. I'm very honored for anybody who listens in. But I'm very blessed to know that there's people out there who are finding the time for themselves to learn either a different modality, to tapping into a different platform, to opening up their world to learn another. Tonight I had opened up the ability to take calls, but I think next time there'll be a more demand for it because of what happened tonight. So I'm just going to look when my next show is. Next Thursday, which will be December 28th. Feel free to call in, ask questions, either anything really, anything you want to open up to. If you want to ask about the other side, you want to ask what it is to live, what it is to die. The stage will be yours. I bid you farewell, but not goodbye forever. Remember, everything happens for a reason, and things happen for you, not to you. You are a bright, shining star. The brighter days are coming. Just keep breathing each and every day. Breathe in the good. Exhale the bad. And for all of you moon goddesses or people who don't travel or don't share the moon knowledge but know that it actually exists, I wish everybody the best of luck this December 25th, because not only are people dealing with a stress of family and what have you, but it is also a full moon. But remember to put the spin on that it actually shines light down on your most precious moments. Honor that. Honor the breath you have in your lungs. Honor the life, because you are living. And if you don't feel like you're living, find something or someone to help you through it. I bid you farewell, but not goodbye forever. Thank you everyone for tapping in. I do apologize again for the miscommunication that the interweb has put through on us. Thank you to my friend with Burial Ghost. The message that went through the song that you played tonight, or the track, may it bring love to your heart. May it bring light into your existence. Blessed Yule, everybody. Farewell. Have a good night, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Love you all.